Amazing. I mean, it's kind of everything you dream of, especially being an in-state kid. It's never been on my mind, really, so it's not something I've been trying to chase or anything like Coach says a lot, but it feels pretty good.
You obviously made some weak contact the first couple times up, got on base, and then saw that pitch to hit. What did you see there and in your bats leading up to it and then that at-bat?
Just kind of like putting the past at-bats behind you. It's a big thing that we talk about here. Just not worry about your past at-bats and look forward to the next one. Just clear your mind every time you get back in the box. So just looking for the next opportunity to have a good at-bat.
You're a big guy and you've hit the ball hard more than a few times. What allowed you to sort of, elevate and celebrate?
I guess it's just the one time, it actually went my way. Like I said, it's nothing I've really tried to ever do before. You go out of my way to do it, but I guess one time I just made a perfect swing on a good pitch.
And obviously, you're not trying to hit home runs every single time you're going up, but has elevating the ball been an emphasis for you at all?
I wouldn't say elevating the ball, just harder contact has been a main focus. Just make the in-between at bats not as weak contact like the first two, but just mainstay hard contact's been a main focus for us. So.
You had an injury during the end of the season last year, right? Your shoulder, and then you rehabbed that in the summer. How you feeling now, and has anything kind of changed for you after that?
Yeah, I feel great. Just kind of kept quiet, but I had surgery during the summer, so the past 8 months now have been pretty hard. Recovery was really tough, but I'm completely healthy now. Super thankful, and I feel like I didn't even have surgery, so I couldn't be more thankful for Dr. Field and everyone here that's helped me with the rehab.
It was kind of emotional then, doing all that work and the rehab?
A little bit, more of just like a welcome back, but it wasn't nothing I was chasing, so it was just more of opening day, just getting back at playing real baseball. It's kind of got me excited. But
besides the defensive and throwing aspect, which is why you weren't really in the field last year, what else did that injury sort of maybe pull back from your game?
My swing, I had to pretty much completely change my swing just because of the way my shoulder had helped me swing. Weightlifting, we had to completely make a new weightlifting Monday through Sunday. Strength had impacted it a lot, and then just other than those, not much outside the daily life.
And in terms of impacting your swing, did it make it longer? Did it make it tougher? Did it make it more painful?
It was kind of hard to avoid the painful part of it. I completely tore my labrum, so I was just trying to find something comfortable that I could get away with playing the last 4 months of the season I played on it with. But it's just something I wasn't used to. I've been having the same swing since I was 5 or 6, and then all of a sudden I had to completely change with an injury. So it was just a little bit of a weird feeling.
Did that just sort of happen naturally because of the injury, or was that a coaching?
It was part of the rehab, so I had to rehab back from the initial injury. Just trying to find a way to make it where didn't have as much flaws as we could possibly have happened, and then it was just kind of finding what worked. Going through live at bats or hitting off machines, or even come back to playing, just finding the small tunes that we could make while avoiding pain.
How come you wanted to keep playing instead of sitting out the rest of the year?
Team's an important thing to me. There's been a lot of points in my life where I could have skipped a game or two just to injury or pain or tightness or whatever, and I feel like that if I were to give up on my team and there would have been a point where they could have used me, then I would have never let it down. It was just something I wasn't worth going the rest of my life with, just ending the season early. So.
And then how are you kind of approaching the situation this year? There's a lot of you in the outfield, a lot of you could start on a lot of teams, but you're all on the same team. So how are you going about that?
Just waiting for my time, just playing the role I need to play until, Coach Johnson always says play a role that, is your role and own it. So that's kind of been the thing, is just not worry about trying to make a bigger role, just take my role for what it is and just do the best I can at it.
Did anyone suggest to you that maybe it's best for your career to sit out this season, or best for you to sit out this season, or last year, I should say?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't really have to care about what a lot of other people said. At the end of the day, I knew it was going to be up to me and obviously Coach Johnson and our medical staff here. But to me, it was just what I had to do was more important for the team. There was a lot of outside opinions, but that doesn't really matter because they're not inside the locker room or inside this facility. So.
Yeah, and have you ever played with that much pain before?
Maybe during football season in high school. It wasn't like a every second type of thing. It was just a here and then moment, or even during a swing every now and then. So it actually wasn't too bad, except for when I did feel it. Then it was kind of bad. But I felt a lot worse pain before, so I wasn't really worried about it.
You were on the team last year, obviously you played, well, you're out there for this game against Southern. Is this one you were thinking about in terms of getting ready to get back at them the next year?
We had kind of talked about it, but then again, it's just another team that we're going to play. We play 50-something odd games, and even in the 70s, as Coach Johnson says, it's a nameless and faceless opponent. We're playing the baseball, which is when you play as many games as we do, it doesn't really matter who you play or whatever pitcher you're facing, whatever team you're facing. Just kind of getting back to playing the game that we've always played.
It seems like Devin Sheeran has taken the old Will Helmer's role. Why is he fit for it?
He's just energetic. He's got a great personality to him. He's got some stuff that he says that I'll call everyone gets to laughing about. But just kind of said something funny in the locker room one day, and we said we can give it a try.
How has it been different or the same from what Will did?
No one can ever replace Will. He was a character, but it's been pretty good. It's got all of us laughing. So.
Two more for Ethan.
Are you noticing any differences from last year in the offense? Better at bats, different philosophical things?
I feel like the offense here is always going to be the same. There's always an expectation. 1 year may be different, like my freshman year here, 2023. But regardless, there's a certain expectation of the offense here and what you need to do and what you've got to do to win games. And Coach Johnson does a great job of teaching us that. And so I feel like there's always going to be a main staple in the offense at LSU.
You're an outfielder, and defensively, this is a speedy of a group as you guys have really ever had. Chris had another diving catch today. Like, how impressive has the defense been out there from just what you've seen?
Amazing. I mean, when you have an outfield like that specifically, it's diving catches every week and every game. It's impressive. And I'm not even a pitcher, but I just know when they're on the mound and they see Chris Stanfield make a diving catch, I'm sure that's got to relieve them. I mean, it could be a single, and then who knows how many other hits you can get that they're going to dive for and catch, or even get to balls that most outfielders wouldn't. So it's impressive.
Everything really. Probably my defense most of all. Chris Stanfield made some great plays in center field, really helped me get out some jams, and thankfully they were here for me today to kind of get me through it. And so most of all, probably my defense, and obviously fastball and change up a little bit today as well. So.
What do you feel like you've been able to really capitalize and strengthen since you've gotten LSU this year?
Probably the first thing that comes to mind is my changeup. Kind of when I was at Pearl River, I didn't really have a changeup, or didn't really use it a whole lot, and so just Coach Yeski really did a great job at kind of helping me develop that and forcing me to throw it, and so thankfully I kind of gotten some feel for it. So I think that's probably my biggest improvement.
You induced a ton of weak contact today. Is that sort of a hallmark of your game?
Yeah, I would say so. I always like strikeouts, but they kind of just ride the ball in the top of the zone and get some guys to pop up. It's kind of efficiency is what you're looking for, pitching, especially starting pitching. So just being as efficient as I can, and pop ups are great. So.
Staff said you were the best pitcher in the fall. What allowed you to come here and dominate that and continue that obviously through the season?
I think just our staff, coaching staff, just has a huge role in that. Coach Yeski, Isaac Trujillo, Coach Johnson, everybody just does a great job of kind of focusing on the development piece of it. And so, when I got here, I got here in the summer, so I had some extra time to kind of develop and have some extra time with Coach Yeski, and it really helped a lot. And so just kind of trusting the process that he puts me through and all that has really kind of made a jump in my game.
Infielders made a couple of good plays in between hops in this game. What have you seen from them, just the way they play the game in practice as well?
They're amazing. I couldn't ask for a better infield. We have a lot of guys that could play anywhere in the country, and so I mean you can throw any one of our infielders out there, and it's not going to skip a beat. Plays are going to be made regardless, and I'm just really happy to be pitching in front of a defense and an infield like that. So.
You've worked through some injuries in your junior college career. What do you think has been, at least so far, and moving forward, just the key to staying on the field, staying healthy?
Just kind of staying on top of what I need to stay on top of. Isaac Trujillo, like I mentioned, he does a phenomenal job, just kind of helping me stay on top of getting healthy and kind of keeping me where I need to be at. Chris Martin also does a really good job at kind of knowing my strengths and weaknesses and what I need to get better at and how I need to go about that to stay healthy. So, yeah, just our coaching staff does a phenomenal job at that.
safe to say that you have more resources, not just in terms of people, but like things
Yeah.
here that can help you with that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The food here is phenomenal, and all the resources that they give us is really just a blessing. So, yeah, that obviously helps a lot.
What are some stuff that's sort of helped or stuff you learned existed?
Just, the nutrition center that we have here, I'm a pretty picky eater, so the nutrition center here has kind of broadened my spectrum a little bit and kind of helped me eat some healthy foods and kind of know what I need to put in my body to kind of be the best athlete I can be. So, yeah, just kind of learning more about the nutrition side of it. I didn't really know much about that until I got here.
How have you seen Kate Aaron Beatty improve since you both have been here?
He's awesome. Just his plate presence, just the presence he has behind the plate, and just his ability to keep pitchers calm whenever they're struggling it really stood out to me. And obviously, Coach Jordan does a great job with the catchers. Kind of his receiving has gotten a lot better, and he's always had a wonderful arm. So, yeah, just kind of his presence behind the plate and how he's being a catcher, you kind of have to be a leader, kind of direct the field. So he does a great job of just leading and keeping the pitcher calm.
You have a brother that played in Auburn?
Yes, yeah.
Is he still there? He's in the minors now?
Yeah, he's with the Phillies organization now. Yeah.
Has he given you any tips about what to expect when you get to conference play, or you just kind of plan the SEC script?
I mean, yeah, just kind of, just do what you do. Don't really make more out of it than it is. Kind of, it's just a kid's game we've been playing our whole lives, and we've been playing in the backyard since we were little. So, yeah, just kind of don't let it get you too high or too low. Coach Yeske always says you're never as close to the outhouse or the penthouse as you think you are. So, just kind of staying level-headed and just remembering it's a kid's game.
What have you learned about pitching since getting here? Because there's obviously a lot more resources on the pitching side as well.
Yeah, obviously, hitters in this league are a lot better, so you have to pitch, and so Coach Yeske has taught me a lot about kind of tunneling pitches, kind of riding the fastball at the top of the zone, and then getting the curveball down in the bottom of the zone, and just kind of being able to pitch to all four quadrants of the strike zone, and just kind of how to get hitters off balance. And he does a great job of teaching us kind of what to do in different situations. So he's helped a lot with that.
Two more for Connor?
We haven't seen Gavin yet. I think he might go tomorrow. How have you seen him kind of trial through that process of working on extending and going more innings potentially this season?
Yeah, it's been awesome to watch. Through the fall, they've been extending him a little bit, and so it's been good to watch him, go longer than he has been. So it's been fun really watching him compete. He's an electric pitcher, and I know he's ready to go. And so he's been a great teammate, and so I'm excited to see him go.
So before you got here, you were fastball, curveball, slider, and then now you just added the changeup?
Yeah, well, it was really just fastball, curveball, and I kind of added the slider here recently and then changeup.
And what if those two pitches how has that expanded your game, adding those pitches?
A lot. It's pitching is all about variability, adding, subtracting, kind of moving the ball where you want it to. And so, just adding two pitches obviously helps. And, it's very rare that all your pitches are going to work. So if one's not working, you always have others to fall back on. And kind of if a hitter's eliminating a pitch, you always have another pitch in your back pocket that you can throw.